to the final recording for the my.Breadth application for the code review. This will be all the front end stuff and just really how it works for a user interface. And this will be the last video I did. I did every video for all the different functionality on the back end, front end. This will just actually be user experience and how the application actually works. So this is just the welcome page. You've got register and login here. So we'll be a new user here. We'll just type in, who do we want? I guess we could just use me. Just a couple things to note here. So the username and password must be 8 characters in length. The password must contain at least one letter, one number, one special character. Actually, I'll just show you what an error looks like real quick. So passwords must match, which of course they didn't. So those are the type of error messages you get right at the top there, but let's go ahead and register this user. So we get to the current portfolios page, which of course we have none. Now every user, whether they've created portfolios or not, will have access to core. Core shows us the 11 sectors, 19 industries, and about 50 subsectors. So anyone can view these and you can look them in detail. So you can see what's above the 20-day exponential moving average, above the 50-day simple, 200 simple, and then anything that's below. This is obviously a lot of different things here, but it just gives you an idea. And this is, so the market is currently open. It's January 10th at 11:18 Eastern time. So this is currently where these actually sit in regards to their different moving averages. And you can look at, let's say, yesterday's close, which was the 9th. And so you can kind of compare what's gone on. I use these more for really just to see the health of the overall market. So, you know, how we're going from yesterday to today. You can see there's been some improvement with some of these categories over their 20-day exponential moving average. So that's a good thing. But I use it more, honestly, on the weekends to just kind of see kind of where we are as far as breadth metrics go. You can do the same thing here with the index summary. So this is, I think, 15 different indices. And again, you can do the same thing. So you can see it's kind of nice that all, actually as of currently, that's new. Every single one of these indices is above their 200 and above their 50, which is great. And then you guys, of course, you can break that again down by detail and get an idea of, if there were ones below, like what's not looking good. So this includes things like large cap, mid cap, small cap, growth, value, equal weight indices like the RSP and the QQQE. And all the information about those different ones can be found in the FAQ. So you can kind of break down and see what's included in sectors, industries, subsectors, and then the different indices here. So that is available to everyone. And again, you can look at previous close and current close. If it's requested enough, I'll add some functionality to be able to maybe look back for like a week, or if you wanted to look at the beginning of the year currently, or maybe just make it so it's customized date. But for right now, this isn't really meant to make those types of decisions. It's more just to see where the health of the market is, and then in relation to your own portfolios. So if we try and go and view breadth summary for our own portfolios, we'll get an error and say, please create portfolio to view detail, because obviously we don't have these set up yet. So let's go ahead and create a portfolio. You can create up to 3 of your own portfolios. So portfolio name here, we'll just say, I'll just say semis, like NVIDIA, and these can be typed in any way. You can do lowercase, they can be, yeah, it doesn't matter. It will automatically save them to the database as uppercase. RMBS, and I'll just add AMD. And you can add up to 20 at a time. The portfolios can be as large as you want. I just didn't want it to be like overwhelming. So you can do up to 20 at one time, and then you can add and delete from each different portfolio. So here we go. We've got this portfolio. I'll go ahead and create one more just to show. Let's do energy. We'll do CBX, XLM, Fang, and how about coal company? And the nice thing about this is you can have, if you're trading, you're usually going to have like maybe a larger watch list and then a focus list and then your actual portfolio. So you can kind of compare all these against each other. Okay, so we have those 2 portfolios. And then if we want to, let's say we wanted to add Intel here. Again, we can at one time add up to another 20 symbols if we want. But Intel's, just add that one so you can see. So there now we've added Intel Corporation. And let's say we want to delete, let's say we don't want any coal companies in here. So we'll get rid of that and we can delete, and it's just that easy. And then I will just show remove portfolio. We'll just make, I run out of things to call stuff. Well, oh, fine, that's fine. Just to show, we'll put TLT in here. Um, there's our 20-year bond ETF, and we can just simply remove the portfolio. We'll get a little confirmation here, warning, make sure, do you want to delete the entire portfolio? Yes, we'll delete it. And we're back to these two portfolios. So then again, on these ones, we can do a similar action where we can see the summary of them all. I don't really find this total number to be all that helpful for individual portfolios. That's more for the sectors and subsectors to see the overall big picture breadth of the market. But here, just to see like, okay, clearly, I kind of knew this typing these in, but like semiconductors doing very well versus energy, which is not doing so well. And again, we can do previous close, current close, and then we can look at the detail. And so we can say here, okay, great. These are all doing really well. And the only thing here that's above the 200-day moving average, of course, there's only 4 stocks in the portfolio, but is Diamondback Energy, which is a producer, not a mega cap energy company here. And then lastly, one other way I like to use this, so you can use it for like big picture investing, but from trading perspective, what I like to do is look at sector detail and say, clearly, what do I want to stay away from? Well, I want to stay away from probably, unless I'm a bottom fishing type of trader, which great. I don't do that, but you can kind of see what's not working. So clearly, and this is crazy because when I first started building this application and doing videos on it, complete opposite, where all of these were actually at the top. Well, not healthcare, but all the energy stuff was at the top and everything else was at the bottom. That's obviously flipped. So energy very weak, continues to be weak with oil going down. And you can see here what else, like copper not doing well. A lot of these Tesla not doing so great. Things like Li Auto, Rivian not doing great. And so you can just see like I would stay away from these. Now, if we scroll to the top, we can say, okay, well, what's doing like really well? Just kind of big picture. Maybe on the weekend, I take a look at this and say, okay, great. And I prefer to use these. I don't find these super helpful just because they're so dominated by the mega caps nowadays. I mean, XLC is basically meta. But we might say like this one's always crazy to me. Home builders. So what I could do is I could go to, let's say I could look up, oops, what happened to my, oh, got stuck here. I can look up XHB ETF holdings, which is the home builders. And I could go down, I could take a look and say, okay, what are the holdings? Hopefully this just lets me see it. Doesn't make me, yeah, so I can see like DR Horton, Lennar, and then I can go ahead and I could just go into create portfolio, and I could create a portfolio of those like top holdings from the ETF, and then I can run that through here and take a look at which names inside of there are the best looking ones as far as trend goes. And then of course I can go look on my trading platform and take a deeper dive into the actual individual company name and see if it's something that's worthwhile to trade. And of course, another good way is just to track your own portfolio. If you're just doing this for investing, you can start to see is like a stock starts to go from above the 20, now it's just above the 50, and then down here, like maybe I want to like weed the garden, tend to the garden and weed out some of these type of names, and maybe look to add to things that are up more in this range. So that's kind of the overview, and then you have the FAQ here, and then of course you can log out, log back in, pretty straightforward stuff. So that's all I've got. This is the end of all the my.Breadth stuff. I hope it was helpful. Just working on getting this deployed up on AWS with a EC2 instance. Once that's good to go, I will announce that, and then it can be used by anyone who wants to give it a shot. And then the plan is to kind of just get feedback and iterate from there. As I mentioned, like I may make it more customizable as far as dates go and stuff, if that's something people want, or make it so you can have more than 3 portfolios. But for right now, like the bulk of what it needs to do is there. And so hopefully it's helpful to people. I hope this video was helpful, and thanks for watching.